Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for supporting Indie Agency News. Before we get started, real quick, want to talk about our preferred partners now. These are not random sponsors. These are companies that have already proven that they help indies win. So I want to share a little something. Let me get this. Let me share this thing here. So we're going to go to the partner page right here. I'm going to share something that might change how you think about growth. You don't need to figure it out alone. I know. As an agency owner, probably used to solving everything yourself, but that's exactly the problem. 13 plus. Well, it was 13 when we started. I think there's more there, but 13 Indie Agency News members solved this problem with blood, sweat, and tears. I'm going to open this up right here so you can see this right here. They have an outside perspective on what was holding them back. And boy, they solve a lot of problems related to growth. We all know agency growth feels chaotic, it's hectic, working harder, but the results may be inconsistent. The team might not be aligned. You're shooting in the dark instead of following proven systems. It's exhausting. We all know that. Blood, Sweat, and Tears simplifies all that with their vitals assessment. Now, this is a 40-point diagnostic, like R, but for your agency. That shows you exactly where your bottlenecks are hiding. So no guessing. No assumptions, just data. Want proof it works? Take a look at it right there. That track record speaks for itself. 3.5 times revenue growth in 2 years, 10 to 30 times average ROI, 12 million plus client revenue one. And as I said, 13 and probably more Indie Agency News members. But listen, more importantly, it helps everything feel less chaotic. So if you're ready to stop winging it and start growing systematically, find out more about Blood, Sweat, and Tears at our Indie Agency News preferred partner page. You can go to indieagency.partners. That takes you right there. And then you'll see right here. You'll see all the things that you need to know about Blood, Sweat, and Tears. And you'll be able to take that audit. You can also schedule a call with the team there. On behalf of everybody at Indie Agency News, thank you so much for supporting this mission, Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Enjoy the show. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for your support of Indie Agency News. And let's meet an Indie Agency. We're doing one for the home team today.
Yeah, Portland.
We're here in Portland. There you can see in the background there. People are like, is that Mount Fuji? I'm like, no, it's Mount Hood. Also known as Y East as well. So that is the Native American name of it. Fun fact for everybody. The fun fact, Portland, the name of the town was based on a coin flip. And so the two founders, it was Meriwether and the other guy. I don't remember.
Who lost. Yeah.
Yeah. So he was from Portland. The other guy, Portland, Maine. One was from Boston, Massachusetts. And so it was based on a coin flip. I just don't think Boston, Oregon would have had the same verve, cachet to it. Would you?
No. And we are a big port city, so that makes sense too.
Right. We have a port and we have land. So yeah, there you go. Maybe that's too simple. Jane, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. Well, first of all, thank you so much for supporting this mission. We really appreciate it. You and I go way back, and I mean that very seriously. We go back quite a ways.
We do.
But for those who don't know, give us a little bit of a thumbnail, a little bit of the history of the agency before we really get kicking in.
Yeah, I'd love to, because it actually explains a lot about who we are even today. So we are an independent agency, and we've been in business 27 years. The agency was co-founded by a husband and wife team, Michelle Cardinal and Tim O'Leary. He had a creative agency, and she had a media agency. They got married, and they brought their agencies together. And that agency was called R2C Group. And their specialization was in DRTV, direct response TV. So they were a DRTV powerhouse for many, many years, and very, very successful. Along that journey, they did a couple acquisitions, and we're headquartered in Portland, Oregon. Did a couple of acquisitions, an office out of Philadelphia, outskirts of Philadelphia, one in Rhode Island, and a digital shop out of the Bay Area. So if you then go forward to about 2012, 2013, we started to get a different kind of client, not a traditional DRTV, make the phone rings kind of client.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what we now call fast companies. And they were a series of clients, such as Christian Mingle was one of our early ones, Simply
Oh, wow.
Steve,
Yeah.
that they needed to go into measurable television to scale their business, built their business in the digital space, but for reach purposes needed to go offline, but wanted it always to be measurable. So it was the perfect environment for a DRTV shop. So we started acquiring those sorts of companies. So that meant that we needed to broaden our expertise, not just in linear television. We needed to also build out capabilities in cross-channel planning, start to do more work in the other channels such as radio, podcasts, print, direct mail, and build out the digital practice. We also brought in brand strategy and research at that point in time, which was about 2013, and then built out an advanced analytics practice. So that really turned us into, a multi-channel agency.
Right.
But we've always had both that creative and media component.
Right.
So if you fast forward to today, we're full funnel, full channel across all the channels, but we are primarily known for our, what we now say, television expertise or video expertise. So television, CTV, YouTube, but we have all of the digital channels as well that we service.
So when you say direct TV, let's be honest, let's just put the elephant in the room. Sometimes they call them infomercials. And listen,
in the beginning,
yeah, but there's a whole culture. I'm looking for the one that I did for the Paint Buddy. I did a VO for Paint Buddy. I'll find it.
Yeah.
I'm looking on YouTube. And I got to tell you, as a voiceover person, that was gold. Those were the best. Oh,
well, what's funny too nowadays is because there is such a drive for performance in the industry. Some of the people, because I came on board in 2013, so they already had a really successful run. But the people that have been with the agency since almost the beginning sometimes laugh because some of these same techniques and are being used. And even people are, discovering long form now. And we're all like kind of rolling our eyes. Like it's always been a thing, being able to do testimonials, being able to do robust demonstrations to sell product or explain a complex product. That's what it was all about.
I was in radio for 15 years, as you know. And the things that we did back then were experiential. We did testimonials all the time, like all those things. Yeah. And it is funny because which brings me to an important point is that you can laugh about this. And I don't want to say that, the team can do certain things in their sleep, but that expertise and that deep expertise means that you get to the solution a lot faster. So you've touched on quite a few things that the agency is strong at. What would you say on top of what you've talked about, the three core solutions for clients that are really important for brands to understand?
What do I think are
yours? Yeah, the agency.
So for me, people come to us when they want to efficiently scale their business. That is what we are known for in the marketplace. And so that's a very broad statement, but let me give you some examples. So we have something that we call the $1 Billion Club.
Yep.
And that is our ability to take a brand that is really starting to scale and accelerate and get them to some sort of an event. So I mentioned already, Simply Safe, we worked with them and got them to an acquisition. We worked with with Chewy.com and it got to their acquisition by PetSmart. We worked with Peloton years ago. Our most recent one is Dr. Squatch that just got acquired by Unilever. So people come to us when they reach that moment when they really need to start to scale. That's our core competency. And a lot of direct to consumer businesses, particularly, are attracted to our methodology and our approach because we identify what growth stage they're at and then can take them to the next level.
Right. No, and I love that. And I love just how like clean and just like clear that whole thing is, because it's just, y'all know exactly where the bread is buttered and how it's buttered.
We do.
Yeah. And that's the self-awareness, but also the confidence in that self-awareness is incredible. I don't know if that's my dog or your dog barking.
Well, I don't have a dog, but I would like a
Yeah.
dog. So I'm living vicariously
Probably
through
the
you.
neighbors. They have an off the books breeding program going on back there. But it's, it's Portland. What do you expect?
Are there chickens involved?
There used to be.
We laugh about it, but this is
but it's cool.
Portland.
Who am I to judge? I mean, it's funny, but I'm like, yeah, okay, cool, whatever works for you.
We're all just living in a Portlandia episode.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is the case. So let's go back to being indie.
Yeah,
this agency, I don't want to name names, but I might have been aware of some overtures from people wanting to buy Rain the Growth Agency over the years. Why is being independent so important to you and to the team?
Well, if you talk to Michelle Cardinal, one of our co-founders, it was always about, she was a true entrepreneur.
Yep.
And so she would always say, I'm unemployable. I can't actually ever work for somebody.
Well,
an entrepreneur.
If we got her on this call, there are other reasons she's unemployed. I'm kidding.
But that's what a real entrepreneur will say.
Yeah.
But for me, I did actually come out of the holding companies. I spent quite a bit of time in WPP, in and out of WPP. So for me, the most important thing about being independent is that we control our destiny. Yeah. We can make decisions very quickly. There isn't somebody over in London making a decision about my account here on the West Coast.
Right.
We don't have a lot of bureaucracy to make those decisions. It can just be conversations and then we're off and running and we're pretty nimble. So that control and the ability to make an investment even before our clients need it, to me, is
interesting.
Important.
Okay, stick with that last one. Mm-hmm. That's really interesting. I've never heard that one before. Because I think, a lot of what you said, it tracks and people have been saying it for a long time, but making that investment before our clients need it, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Can you give me a specific example of that?
Well, I would say even right now with the emergence of AI, it is something that you have to start incorporating in your business. You have to put it in some of your measurement approaches.
Yep.
How you really qualify it in a deck. Is it working yet? Is it not working? Question that, but you have to do it and you have to put the money and the resources into it in order to explore, to create a product and productize it and put a price on it. Mm-hmm. You can't just go out and get business and then build it, which is what the holding companies always wanted us to do. Right. Yeah, if you sell that through to your client, then we'll go ahead and fund it. But that in reality, people want to know that it's proven. Like you have to have a real product and it needs to be proven and you have to have a case study in order to sell it.
Yeah, that's common sense. But also it's good because I think that there are some that are just in wait and see mode. And I don't think indies have the luxury of wait and see. I mean, we really don't.
You have to, constantly live in fear of losing a client and getting new ones. So you have to be aggressive. You have to be constantly looking across the landscape. What do we need to do? What's growing? What's not growing? What shouldn't we be doing anymore? And innovate. It's all about innovation. And to me, that's so much of what this agency has done through the years. So people that have been here 20 years, almost 25 years, will tell you that they've stayed because it's been a different agency over and over again.
RGA was the same way, right? We would reinvent. Yeah, which is, and they're freshly independent.
That's why when you start even saying the word infomercials, that gets stuck in people's head. And while we're very proud of our legacy because it means something,
I get it.
It's like people don't want to give it up once they hear that.
So. No, but here's the thing I will say is it becomes a wonderful discovery, and it's, as I used to tell agencies, like it's better to be known for something than nothing. And you can spin out of that pretty easily through the way that you share your evolution, the way that you've grown. And that's what this agency has done for a very, very, very long time. I just think that there's a nostalgia to it and I think that's the positive of it is that people do have nostalgia about it. And we know that it works and worked for a very, very long time. And
it still works.
Yeah. And
the techniques still work. And so if you can contemporize those techniques
Yeah.
It's the same thing. I mean, look at influencer marketing now.
Oh God.
Testimonials.
Right.
It's the
Right.
old
Yeah, we used to
fashioned.
do those too in radio. We talked a lot earlier about, what brands should know about working with you. I'm curious to understand a piece of wow feedback from a client and from a brand that they came to you and said, okay, this was far beyond our wildest dreams. Can you
Mhm.
share a story about that?
Well, I'm gonna share people get surprised because they think of us mostly as a media agency, but I will tell a creative story.
I
So
like that. Yeah.
I think, we have something called transactional brand building, which means that yes, people come to us to drive transactions, typically new customer acquisition, but part of that is that you have to acknowledge and be deliberate about the brand that you're putting out there because
Mm,
they work in synergy. So we absolutely profess that. And the ability of our creative team to take those techniques like you've talked about that have been honed over 27 years and turn them into, and they're all embedded in there. We have a
right.
very specific methodology, and yet still turn it into an emotional piece of creative, and yet it's still driving results and building the brand has really been rewarding. And I think we've won a couple of years. One of our clients, Centerwell Primary Care Organization, which
Hmm.
targets the 65 plus crowd, we've won multiple awards for our campaigns for them, particularly on the creative side.
Huh.
But in actuality, it's driving results. And
Yeah.
so it has really been a wonderful privilege to work on that brand and to win those awards.
That's nice. I like that. See, everybody, it can work. You can win awards. It can be creative. It can be effective. See, it
It
can,
can.
it can work.
It
Let's talk
can.
about talent. And I know a
Yeah.
few people, I've, known a few people over there for a number of years who have been there a number of years. Why should talent, whether they are full-time or working as freelancers or contractors, why should they be putting the agency on their list?
So, one thing that we have moved to, again, innovating and being a different agency, is after COVID, when we all decided to come back, we had hired so many people around the country that
Mhm.
we have what we call a flexible first approach. So, we only have the Portland campus now as our headquarters. We
It's
shut down.
beautiful, by the way.
It is beautiful.
Oh
We're
my
very proud of it.
God.
It's all dialed in from a technology
I'm
perspective
I'm
with
gonna see
Zoom
if I
rooms.
yeah, I'm gonna see if I can find some of those pictures from when I went to visit. But please continue.
Yeah, yeah, it's an amazing office
It's
and an
incredible.
event space at this point. Like, we
Oh,
have
it's
our holiday party there,
oh, yeah,
and
so good. No,
yeah,
please continue.
yeah. So, that has really opened the door for us to get amazing talent across the country. Yes, we all admit there's something that you lose when you're not in person, but the world has changed and people have expectations about working remote. But for us, because we were never in like primary cities, not in New York City and
Right.
LA, talent was always a challenge. And so we now can utilize talent across the United States.
Yeah.
And we do have this flexible first approach. So that's one very compelling reason that we have people that look at us today. And then I'd say the other thing, because we do, of course, a yearly survey and probably survey our people too much, but they love the culture and the people at
Yeah.
our agency. Like,
Yeah.
we are, I don't even know how to classify it, but we try hard to really curate an exceptional culture.
Yeah.
And that's what attracts and retains people, quite frankly. And our clients feel it too. Like when we do our yearly client survey, that comes through. They like working with us. We work hard for them. We're in a real partnership and they have that appreciation. So even though you're doing it for your people, it does fall into the client space as well.
All right, hold on. I think I found them. I did. Hold on. I'm sitting here. Hold on.
Okay.
Uh,
We love to show off. By the way,
uh,
we worked with a very great design um, team here in Portland. And then Michelle Cardinal has exceptional taste with
oh,
design. So
yeah.
her hand is all over the
No, I
building.
know. It's like, hold on. See if we can. Is that it? Yeah. Yeah. There we
Oh
go.
yeah, that's the upstairs. So
I mean, look at this. I mean, you got that over on the
yeah,
park blocks. These are the North Park blocks. And then I didn't get as many as I really wanted to, but this is like that's the pièce de résistance.
Yeah, that's a big
And it's
event space, and we can use
yeah,
it in all different ways. It's called the Campfire Cafe, and we have signs outside, and
yeah,
people actually think it's a real cafe and
yeah,
will
they come
knock
in,
on the door to try to come in.
right? But, you know, you open a cafe, get some merch in there. All right, I'm gonna
We
stop
got the
now.
branding down.
No, it's so good. Listen, and I'm jaded, right? I've been doing this forever, and I walked in, and I told you guys that.
Yeah, you did.
I said, "I'm jaded, but wow, this is, this is something." I was really impressed. We're excited to do some stuff with you down there.
And
But we
we're
still have
excited to have all the indie agencies
oh, yeah.
join us. I am passionate about this like you are, and I think it's important to support each other,
Oh,
and
totally.
so I'm all
Yeah.
for it.
Couple more questions, and then we'll let you go. Do you consider yourselves weirdos, misfits, or underdogs? And why is that? And don't hedge. Don't say
Uh,
all three.
no, we're not all three. I would only through process of elimination have to call us underdogs because
Okay, that's fair.
the other two aren't really true because we've been around so long. Sometimes people think we're stodgy, old, and boring. I like to think we're more like the wise sage that
Yeah, that's
helps
fair.
people. So I put us in the underdog category because of who we compete against.
Yeah.
And so, one of our primary competitions is Horizon Media out there. And so everybody knows Horizon. They're like IBM. It's easy to, nobody gets fired for hiring IBM. So we feel like we're an underdog. Maybe nowadays they do. I don't
Maybe
know.
a t-shirt made with that.
Yeah. But, I feel like we're constantly chasing some of those bigger agencies now. When I look at our competitive set when I first got here versus who we compete against now,
Right.
we're definitely an underdog.
Yeah.
But for the right client, we are the perfect fit.
Yeah. You ever run into any of your former WPP folks?
All the time. And
Where
some
did
of them
you-
are applying for jobs with us.
Yeah, no shit. Where were you at WPP?
I was in Detroit for 23 years. So I have a ton of automotive. I ran the digital team at JWT for a
That's
while
right.
and then took it into Team Detroit when that
Yeah.
organization existed.
Mhm.
And then actually, even before that, during .com bust #1, I worked for a small digital agency that did all the original dealer portals for Ford. That was a WPP entity called
Oh, wow.
Full-Fire Interactive. And then I was down with Garage Team Mazda. So I ran the
got it.
agency
Oh,
that supported
wow.
Mazda.
Garage Team Mazda.
Yeah, they don't
Wow.
exist anymore either.
No.
It does say something about me. None of these exist anymore.
You're moving on to different things.
Yeah.
It's fine. And we all move on to different things.
Mhm.
I mean, if I were still on the radio, first of all, the ratings would be horrible. But, we all got to move on. We all got to move on. That's funny. By the way, Detroit, amazing place.
Yeah. Have you been there recently?
I was there a couple of years ago, and I'm like, I just got to keep going back because
it has really bounced back. My kids grew up there. I raised them there, so they still go back a couple times a year, and they always talk about how much it has changed.
Well, Michigan, and we used to vacation sometimes in Michigan, so that was always fun. I'm originally from Minnesota, so
okay.
So we'd go up to the UP to go skiing in February.
I've done that once. It was like 0.
Iron Mountain.
Yeah.
Or
And
as we call it,
now
Iron
I
Mountain.
think I live on a hill that's as big as Iron Mountain.
Pretty much. I know. So funny. All right. Last question. Whether they're a current client or not, who's a CMO or marketer you want to say hello to?
I actually had to think about this a lot because there's a lot of aspirational CMOs that
Sure.
I think we should work with or people should consider us. But I'm going to tell you, our best clients are people who are in that fast company category. And we honestly never know who they are until they start to emerge. And most of the time, they don't even have a CMO. Like a lot of times, the original founder, CEO is involved in the decision making. That's our best client, the ones that want to move fast, get moving. So some of these emerging brands that really need to scale quickly, I'm not going to call it anyone in particular. We have some that are in our portfolio right now, but that's actually who we love to be known by.
Okay. The $1 billion club.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yes. You have anybody?
Hey,
You have anyone in the $2 billion?
We have to have a shtick.
Yeah, everyone has a shtick. I
The
mean,
$1 billion
The
club.
$1 billion club. You have anyone in the $2 billion club?
We have some people in the $3 billion club. Yeah, we kind of put the bar just at the. But
$1 billion is such a low bar. I mean,
we want to make it attainable.
I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, I'd be happy with a couple grand. So you know how building a media company is. Jeez.
Oh, painful.
Yeah, but worth it indeed.
Yeah, but the new media companies are growing much better than the.
We are new media. We are new media and services. So there you go. That's how we look at media. But enough about me. Jane, as always, a great pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you sooner than later, and keep on keeping on.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thanks for having me.